Hey guys, how's it going? Joe Sway back again with another video on Hear Me Raw, and today we're going to talk about relationships. So relationships, if you look at the stats, there's a lot of divorce going on. People are splitting up. People are having a hard time being together. But it's not just romantic relationships, it's really all relationships. If you look around in the world, the whole world is founded on relationships. It's all about relationships. Nothing in this world can stand on its own. Nothing in this world can stand on its own. The foundation of the universe is relationship, it's cooperation, it's about working together. And that is how we get things done. That's how a relationship should work. Two souls come together as one. They're different souls, but together they are one. And they both have their own unique talents, and they put those together to make a beautiful relationship. Nowadays, we're having a hard time with relationships because many of us do not see each other as one. It takes time. It's a continuous process. It's a process that we have to work on constantly to remember that we are one, because if we don't work on that, there are a lot of forces at hand working to make sure that you are separate, that you feel separate from everything else. Everywhere you go, TV, the news, food, anything you can think of, all the materialism, all the objects that we have, it's all to drive us to see ourselves as separate from each other. It's all about driving us to compete with each other. It's all about making us think that, that if we don't succeed, like if we don't take for somebody else, that we lose. Like for us to succeed, someone else has to fail. It's as if everyone cannot succeed together. But that is one of the biggest lies. We can all succeed. There is enough in this world for all of us. But because we're in that scarcity mindset, because we're separated, we're fighting over resources, and we're draining the earth. We're doing a ton of things. And if you look at it too, that relationship that we have with the planet is the same relationship that we have with each other. As within, so without. So whatever we're doing to ourselves on the inside, we are doing to the planet. And we're also doing to everything around us. Pay attention and you will see it's all reflection. Everything that's happening in the world makes sense because it's all reflection, and it all starts with what is going on inside of each and every single one of us. We are the answer. If you're trying to fix your relationship, you are the answer to fixing your relationship, or to just moving on, to doing what's best for you. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to work on the relationship or you want to leave. But before you do that, it's good to do the work on yourself. It's good to know that you do have a direct impact on the relationship, because it takes two to have a relationship. And if you cannot control what the other person is doing. All you can control is what you are doing and your own actions. So as long as you work on what you're doing, your thoughts, your emotions, and you work on that, and you choose to be more patient, you choose to be more understanding, it will affect the relationship in the long haul. As long as you're doing it for a sincere reason, you can only change yourself. Just like as Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world. Look at your relationship as a different world. Look at your relationship as a universe in of its own. And look at how that universe is doing. What's the foundation of that universe? How did it begin? What were the foundations? Like, what were the guidelines? Did you guys really talk? See how it's going. Give that relationship some time. Sometimes we just don't even give our relationship some time. And like I said, it's all about the inner work. You work on yourself and it will help out your relationship. But in order to do so, both sides have to be willing. Both sides have to be really ready to fully work on it. One of the best things, I like to look at it this way. One of the easiest relationships that we all have, usually with our pets, we have a great relationship with our pets. That's awesome. But I say newborn babies. When a newborn baby comes, you can see their power. A newborn baby doesn't do anything really. It's just like laying there being itself, and it's being admired, and it's changing the energy wherever it goes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And when you look at a baby, whatever that baby does, it's kind of hard to be mad at the baby. You don't judge the baby. And for a while, we don't hold anything against the baby until a certain age. As the baby gets older and older and older, then we start treating them like everybody else. But why don't we treat everybody kind of similar to the way we treat babies, with unconditional love? Because that way works better anyway. We are always pointing out the faults in others' actions all the time. And when we spend a lot of time doing that, we don't pay attention to ourselves. we gotta realize that the way we are treating others, if we're treating them in a negative way, it's impacting us as much as it is impacting them, if not worse. Whatever you put out, you get back. So in relationships, when you get caught up and it's been a while and the communication has been, been really bad, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It can be fixed, but it will take time. You just got to realize that there's been a lot of negative energy circling back and forth, on and on and on. And when that doesn't get handled, when that doesn't get released, when that doesn't get taken care of, you're just going to explode at some point. So many relationships that seem like they're on the brink can be fixed if both sides are willing. It's not the end of the world. In fact, you always have the decision to go from literally the brink all the way back up here. You can go from all the way deep down to all the way up in a second. It's really up to you. You have to make that decision. Another thing that happens when there's been a lot of drama and the relationship is getting really, really bad is that, both sides are usually just ready to give up, but at the same time, they're not ready to give up. If you're in between, if you're not sure whether or not you want to fix the relationship or you want to leave, when you're in that in between, that can be a tough spot to be, because then now your actions are all over the place. You're not sure if you love the person or you're not sure you want to go, and that in of itself is a pretty big issue. Once you decide whether or not you want to stay, you want to go, then you can make the decisions. Then you can really do the research, figure out what you need to do, take a step back, think about what has been going on. What are some areas that you could have been better and you could have improved in? If you go back and you meditate and you realize that you had some moments where you were wrong, that you did something that was bad, apologize. Even if the other person has wronged you in other ways, apologize for the wrong that you have realized that you have done without them apologizing. Many times we wait for the other person to act first. But why? That's not a good idea. If a lot of us, if we do that, we might end up waiting our whole lives, and then it never happens. And guess what? You held on to that resentment for years and years and years, and that resentment has been eating you up inside the whole time. So when we think about resentment, we don't want to hold on to resentment. When we think about forgiveness, we want to forgive others even when they haven't forgiven us. Be the change you want to see in the world. If you want people to ask for your forgiveness, why don't you ask for their forgiveness? And also apologize. If you want people to apologize to you, apologize to them. Treat others as you want to be treated. If you want somebody to, after you had a fight and you realize you were wrong, and apologize. That's very humble. That's something that is amazing to do. And guess what? If by doing that, you lead by example. You become the change. And then right there, you're changing the chemistry of the relationship. You're changing something in there. Because before you apologized, that was there. That was another sore point in the relationship. That was something else that was holding the relationship back. So relationships can all be fixed. And also, too, another way to help out your relationships is to look at other relationships in your life. Because like I said, everything is in a relationship. With me, a lot of times in the past, I used to look at my relationship with weightlifting, because I used to be really skinny, but now I have lifted weights for a while, and it really worked for me. It was one of the first things I was very successful at, that I really noticed. It really changed my life. And the relationship that I had with weightlifting, the way I succeeded at that can be used for literally anything else. So look at the other relationships in your life that you are successful at and get some pointers from those. And then use the pointers, because usually relationships to succeed has to be about consistency, it has to be about honesty, it has to be about vulnerability, it has to be also about enjoying the process instead of just the destination. You don't think about what you want the relationship to become. You enjoy the relationship in the present moment. You enjoy what's going on the day to day. You appreciate the things. You appreciate the little things. Like if he or she helps out cleaning the house, thank him for that. Give him a hug for that. Show thanks for the little things as well. I could really go on and on and on, but that was just a quick video and just relationships. If you guys want me to do a longer video on relationships, specific topics about the relationships, hit me up in the comment section below. Definitely, I'm looking for video ideas, guys. So questions that you have, hit me up in the comment section. But yeah, relationships, like I said, I could go on and on and on. and I'm learning every day. And I definitely say one of the relationships where I learned the most from is definitely with my daughter. If you have a child or if you're around children, pay attention to them. You can learn so much from them. Talk to them, really treat them with respect, and you will see they will change your lives. Children are there. If it wasn't for children, I would say if we like lived in a world where we're all just here already and we're all like adults and there are no kids around, we're screwed. We would be so screwed. So if you have children in your life, pay attention to them. If you have animals in your life, pay attention to them. Learn from them. Learn from nature. If you want to get better in your relationships, look at the best examples of love around you, which will be found in nature, which will be found in animals, and which also will be found in kids, because kids are so full of love. So that's my video for today, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button below. Hit me up in the comment section, of course. And if you have not subscribed to my channel already, please do so for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep spreading that love. And peace. I love you.